The flame at the heart of a pawnbroker's diamond is a cold fire. Okay, in Discord with 57% of the vote, Houston has won. We are going on a thrift trip to Houston. And I went ahead last night and booked a hotel. Interestingly, looking for the best rates, the best thing I could find was for this Sunday. So it's not even gonna be very long. Originally, I was gonna book it a couple weeks in advance, but money talks. So Sunday, we are going to Houston the night before, staying, next day, all day thrift trip. You guys are gonna see the entire thing. We'll probably throw in a couple other goodies, a couple other attractions. Sounds weird, but I wish their Holocaust Museum was a lot better. It's very subpar. I think the Houston Art Museum is not that great either, but I might check out what exhibitions they've got going on. If there's some surrealism or impressionism or something like that, I might really check it out. We'll see if there's a museum that's fun enough for the Gratitude Gang. Take you guys along. Anyway, things are shaping up to be a great day. Let's check out what we got. So here's a bit of a rare one. This is Eddie from Iron Maiden, the mummy mascot of theirs. And also very, very metal, the Xenocrake claws. Here we've got yet another giant alien wall-mounted head. You can see this is where the screw holes are. That's what the inside of that looks like. So I have a policy with these D20s. Always have an extra D20, because sometimes these things screw up when you're printing them. So that one over on the seat there is the one we're actually going to ship, but this is going to be the extra that we ubiquitously keep around. And here, Big David Can coming along. Here, of course, we've got a Socrates. He's going psychedelic colors. We've got a German Shepherd dish. I started doing a brim with these guys because it's just these little spindly legs just want to fall over. That's no good. Sometimes it's worth doing a little bit of brim just for that. It's pretty easy to take it off. Now here in our denouement, we've got the car, and you can start to see that it's sort of starting to look like a car. This is the space where the guitar goes. Obviously we can start seeing the wheels. And these wells here are so that when you're putting the screws in, you can kind of put the screwdriver here and there's enough space that you can sort of turn it. Mounting is a big design consideration. But yeah, this is gonna be a pretty good size piece, you know. It's like that or something. A lot of people in the comments pointed out that this is basically a shelf. So I might be thinking about that with the keyword research. Anytime you have a new thing, you got to think of like ways to market it. Maybe there's some kind of, maybe I can think of a product category name that involves shelf, but also conveys that it's a wall hanger somehow. I don't know. I'm chewing on it. Well, we're about to go get coffee. Thought I'd show you this. Remember the whole JPEG to STL thing? There we go. These are the decals for the guy's custom ride, and we're printing the letters right now, but there we go, that's pretty good contrast. I mean, it is kind of cool. Pretty nice day today. I think we might get a walk while we're out here. Well, wouldn't you look here, there's a garage sale. Obvious. So a whole bunch of vintage items. Now this one, for $4, I just had to get it. The official chaperones. If I had to guess, this would be from some girls' school or something like that, where maybe they had dances with some other boys' school, and there were actual chaperones, of course, who were invited or who were tasked with chaperoning. Now here we've got some matchbooks that are vintage. These are playing card themed. This one for $1. Had to get some vintage arcade tokens from the 80s from some local place. You know, it's $1. I just couldn't say no. 40s survival kit. Guess it's making fun of people being cheap in the 40s and their 40s. These are some apparently vintage punk pins. Now this is kind of exciting. I believe that is a vintage Blondie pin right there. More vintage tokens and stuff, and this is from a ration card. I want to say, yeah, from World War II. For this last one, I once read a book by a guy named Al Reese from, I believe, the 80s called Positioning. Positioning is the idea, at least how he describes it, that, look, if you're not going to be number one in an industry, purposefully be number two or be number three, and have like an actual rationale behind why you're advertising that you're number two, or at least have a rationale for why you're not number one. And one of the things that he highlights, one of the companies that did this the best in his opinion, is Avis Rent-A-Car. Hertz, at least at the time I guess, was the number one car rental service. Avis was number two. They had a motto, we're number two, and that means we try harder. This is a vintage Avis pin. Right there. So because of my nostalgia for that great marketing book, Al Reese, it's old school advice, but it's good advice. If you want some marketing, reading material, any Al Reese is pretty good. But yeah, I made a deal with them for 20 bucks for all that. It was a little more than 20 bucks, but it's a garage sale and you can do that. Oh yeah, and the hat. An obvious application there. You remember my saying about how is this a good thing? You know, when something bad happens, ask yourself, how is this a good thing? That's what Avis Rent-A-Car did. Nobody wants to be number two in any industry. They were really freaking out about it too. They're just like, basically what they ask themselves is, how is this a good thing? The good thing is we get to credibly claim that we try harder because we're trying to make it to number one. That's how it's good. How is dunk a good thing? I mean, do you even have to ask? These Dunkins don't run. Just got pulled over. Apparently my registration is expired, but it's very, very easy to get a new one. So he let me off without a warning, or with a warning. So I think we'll do that after we take a walk. It's really nice here in the mornings. A lot of times there's like pretty much nobody here either. Got the place to myself. When we go to Houston in a few days, I think I'm gonna try to find some kind of nice green area to get a walk in while we're there. You know, see a few scenes, few sceneries. This trip to Houston is gonna be fun. As an entrepreneur, you don't really get days off. You get kind of used to that. But it's like, if we're gonna take one day off, we might as well go real big. Kind of said it before, but one of the great things about entrepreneurship is you can give yourself a raise. I was looking at year-to-date numbers yesterday, and last time I did this, it revealed that sales are up about 26%, and that's about what it was when I looked last night. But yeah, it doesn't always work, and it's not exactly like turning on a light switch, but you can give yourself a raise, theoretically, as an entrepreneur. So yeah, you know, normally I wouldn't go on a trip like this, but things have been so good. It's like maybe a couple hundred bucks on a trip, especially that makes good content. It's really not a big deal. All right, well, I have been natured. Let's get this registration thing out of the way so the cops stop harassing me. Time to pay the extortion racket. The most unimpressive mafia of all time. No problem.
So initial there and there, it says if there were no.
Hall of Fame. Funnily enough, the insurance card I handed them was actually an old one. It was expired. But I guess they didn't care about that. They just want to get their buck. Man, look at that. This is an old part of town right here. Nacogdoches is the oldest town in Texas. We're like cattle, except we have to change our own tags. There we go. Nice and smooth. Wow, looks like the cops are getting everybody today. Yeah, definitely enough hullabaloo for the morning. It's important that this process be chaperoned. Oh yeah, A&M. 1916. This must be Texas A&M. All right, eyes dry. Let's tape off the face. We'll be able to paint the other parts. $4 pork chops, baby. Yesterday was a huge day of sales, and we sold another big old coffee cup. The real icing on the cake with that one, though, is it's in a new color. It's gonna have a red sleeve. So that means we get to make a whole nother product out of it. We got a new product we're gonna take pictures of, but first, let's paint a couple things. Time to get the luthier rest out the door. Froggy dish, Puggy boy. And we got the big T-Rex dish. Big old German Shepherd dish. Got our big saber-toothed skull right here. We are gonna paint the things you just saw, but I needed to make some room in the paint room, and that means we are going to reveal the new sea serpent. Also, we're gonna paint these eyes, but let's do the fins real quick. Painting the eyes on the serpent. Here we go, guys. Ooh, he's looking pretty fierce. Rawr. So yeah, we're gonna take pictures of this cute little guy, but let's paint the stuff that we got ready. Then we'll mount them on the wall, and the rest is gonna be history. Oh yeah, we got the T-Rex skull as well. Okie doke, some befores. Obviously, we got the Moais getting stoned. Then we've got black and white scully colors. All these are the golden boys, naturally. Black and white, just straight black, if I remember correctly. And of course, we got Smilodon, Sabretooth getting the skull treatment. And after Moai boys, T-Rex skull, golden boys. A very surly Einstein. Got the dish, got the Smilodon. All right, we got the stuff painted. It's time to do this. I keep wanting to call this a dragon. Do the sea serpent. I'll tell you what this feels like. You know, posting the guitar holder items. It's like if you're boxing and you keep like doing jabs, but you're not really like hitting. This feels like landing an actual punch. It's like, here's something that's actually gonna get sales, and the more you do it, the more you punch that mother effer, the more likely you're gonna knock him out. Mama said knock you out. Here we go. Put up another W. Bam. Well, finished is the lettering project. Remember, this is for a guy doing some he's doing some kind of customization on his truck or something like that. And these are going to be little letters that he glues on something. And they're done. I got $400 cash for this, and I feel pretty good about it. Okay, so it's Dollar Taco Thursday. Yes, the place has dollar tacos on Tuesday and Thursday, and I really want them, and they're only $1. So we're going. Man, I am so ready for this. Oh yeah, it's all coming together, baby. Bag secured. I was thinking about finding a bench again It's actually pretty warm out today though. They say you can't buy happiness. I think I've disproven that. So good. I think the thing I'm most grateful for today is that I'm going to be staying in a pretty nice hotel in Houston. It's nothing super special, but for longtime viewers that remember our last thrift trip to Houston, I kind of stayed in a really sketchy hotel. Ended up being okay, but decided to spring for a little more this time. So that's pretty fun. It's nice to have something to kind of look forward to. Feels good that I got the auto decal order done. It took a long time to trace those letters, and I showed the process on the show to do the outlines and stuff. But they turned out pretty good. It's gonna be fun when he shows me the finished product. He lives here in Nacogdoches, so I'm sure he'll send me some pictures. And I'll probably put them in the show, assuming he does. So that's always fun, do a little local business. Feels good that I sold another coffee cup. It's always just so clutch when I sell those coffee cups. On Discord, join link below. John says, response to the last episode, amen, cutting your own path, bucking the trends. It's not an easy thing, but there's little competition there. You are right, brother. People did like the guitar hanger from last episode. The ENMCE says, the fire guitar hanger is truly awesome, well done. Internet user 87 says, that fire guitar hanger is fire. There's this user that has a series of random letters and numbers. He's a cool guy, but I don't feel like trying to break my eyes reading his username. Besides your 3D printing business, YouTube, and Etsy, what other resources do you use to get the news out about your products? Instagram, TikTok, Vimeo, local ads in your area? I do not use any of those things. I just post things on Etsy. In fact, I do get some sales from YouTube, but it's not even really about that. It's all SEO, baby. Read like one more. IAGMR says, I'm excited to learn about the Hobbit Cafe, and I'm grateful for sales increasing this month. Very cool, brother. That's a series of words that I will always enjoy. Well, glad a lot of people posted some gratitude, and it is time once again to tell me what you're grateful for. We're all about cultivating the gratitude. What's the point of accomplishing things if you never appreciate them? You know what I mean? Dedicating a little bit of time to appreciation really enriches your life. That's what we're encouraging you to do right now. So write in the comments what you are grateful for today. We drop these nuggets every single day. These episodes, that's what I mean. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.
These are the times that try men's souls.